G'day, Chris from Create Don't Spectate. Trust everybody's just having such an awesome day wherever you are. Personally over here in Catania, sitting at about between 35 and 40 degrees every day. You can tell by the sunblock that's smeared all over my face. Every time you go out, it's just hot. But really nice weather to get out, go swimming, get outdoors, and explore the best part of Sicily, or the raw Italia, or Italy in its grandest. So anyway, today we're going to talk about comfort zones, about stepping out of your comfort zone, and about the emotions that entail with stepping out of your comfort zone. And yeah, it's all relative to how you feel. So comfort zones are, obviously kind of your norm, what you're used to. There's a certain level of everything when it comes to everything in life, such as your travel life, your finances, your level for risk, your physical activity, and that. You do develop a kind of comfort zone. I'm guilty of that myself. I kind of try to break out of it as much as possible. You get into a bit of a routine, and then all of a sudden you sort of look back and you go, I could be doing so much more. So you need to give yourself a bit of a kick in the backside sometimes, just to take that first step to get out of that comfort zone. So I read something the other day, and I'm fully in agreement with it. The most dangerous thing you can actually do for the long run is to stay in your comfort zone. So that might sound absolutely ridiculous, but why I'm telling you that is, if you look back in, when you're old, when you're 85, 90 years old, no offense to anyone who's watching that's in that age group, congratulations for living a good long life. So if you look back then and you look at the things that you wish you had have done versus the things that you gave it a go and maybe failed and learned a really big lesson from, I mean, what's worse, never having swung or striking out numerous times and eventually hitting a home run, as they say? I'm definitely going to go with much better to give stuff a go, fail again, because after all, success is basically numerous failures after failure, and then finally getting the formula that brings you your success. For example, in our business lives, we've tried numerous products, we've tried this and that and everything else. Sometimes it doesn't stick, and sometimes it does, and it doesn't really matter as long as you find those key things that really stick and really work. At the end of the day, that's all that really matters. But to get there, you have to do a little bit of trial and error. You don't really there's no real blueprint to having a business. Everybody's different and everybody will run it differently. There are the key principles, obviously, like your finances and your cash flow and all that sort of stuff when it comes to the business world. But at the same time, you're going to try out numerous things, and there'll be a lot of trial and error and a lot of learning, and that's it's all part of the fun. So you just give it a go, you charge head in, you either strike it big and really it takes off, or you learn what not to do next time. So it's a positive no matter which way you look at it. I mean, I'm guilty myself. I get, every time it's like a strikeout, if you like, or you call it, you whack the bat, the ball flies past you, you strike out. I'm obviously well out of my comfort zone. I'm uncomfortable. I'm giving something a go that I'm not used to. Plain and simple, like I'm giving it a go, I'm charging it in, I'm trying to increase the numbers. It makes you uncomfortable. You're out of your comfort zone when you attempt to do things like that. But at the same time, when you actually do hit it, no matter how long it takes, there's absolutely no regret. in having given it a go and actually like trial and tested and all that sort of stuff. So they say you throw shit at a wall for long enough, eventually it's going to stick. So just keep throwing and throwing and throwing and throwing it. Sometimes it takes a lot longer than what you'd expect in your mind, and that's just the nature of the beast. But fail, eventually succeed. So there's no actual harm in giving stuff a go and failing. I mean, for example, like you're taught from a young age to get it right the first time and not to fail, which I think is, if you're out there wanting to give stuff a go and you really couldn't care less as long as you're having a good time and as long as you're learning the fundamentals, then what does it really matter? That's the best teacher. So most of the successful people in the world have failed on numerous accounts in numerous fields. Thomas Edison, I mean, there's a key example. I mean, I don't know the exact numbers, but it was in the tens of thousands of attempts that he tried before he finally got the light bulb. And it just shows the dedication, finally got it, you know. Colonel Sanders, 66 years of age, before he finally got the secret recipe, took off, became a multi-millionaire through KFC after being denied over 1,000 times by different suppliers. That must have been uncomfortable. There it is again, that must have been really uncomfortable. So basically, the key message to take away is comfort zones. What do you find comfortable, and what's your normal everyday situation? So another example is, it doesn't have to be just in business. It's like do things to really test you and give it a go. Like we're in Sicily at the moment. I'm really in an area here where I don't speak that good Italian, but I'm forced to learn it because no one around here speaks English. So there's another sort of smaller example of getting out of your comfort zone. If you don't have a choice, often you throw yourself in the deep end. It's the best way to learn. And not to mention traveling with a 2-year-old around the world. It's probably not comfortable to sit there while you're on the couch and you're thinking, what could go wrong? All the things that you have to prepare to make it happen. But then again, at the end of the day, when you get out there and you do it, and you've got all these fantastic memories, you really should be thinking, what could go right? At the end of the day, it's worse, not to give it a go than actually to get out there and have a really good time. And just ignore the little voice in your head, the doubt. Doubt, it really doesn't do much for you. At the end of the day, it's a normal emotion, and if your goal is big enough, you're always going to have doubts. Otherwise, it comes with the excitement. It's only human to have doubts as well. But over time, once you start doing more and more and more of these things that get out of your comfort zone, the more the doubt will start to disappear as you begin to realize that you really can do these things and you can do them well. So I'm going to leave you with that today. Just think about it. What's your comfort zone? I mean, what do you feel most comfortable doing? And then give yourself at least once a week, just get uncomfortable. Get uncomfortable. It's great. Getting out of it. Get uncomfortable. And just see the magic follow. So this is Chris from Create Don't Spectate, and subscribe below if you like what you see. Just an ordinary Kiwi guy traveling around the world and having a bit of a laugh, and no fancy gadgets or gimmicks here, just pure old conversations. So shout out to everybody, and hope you're having a great day wherever you are, and ciao.